Hello students, welcome to the Python Development Workshop Day 3. I hope everybody is fine. Can we have some thumbs up in the comment section please? That you people are prepared for today's class. Basically in today's class we are going to study about the strings, tuples, dictionaries, sets. Since it's a very long lecture, like it has been scheduled from 4 to 7 due to festive season, we are also going to look some of the part of the classes and objects. We'll see the handling like file handling and exception handling in the very last day. Okay, so is this okay for you for today's part? Till then, I'll just present my screen to all of you. Okay, just can we have some thumbs up in the comment section, please? Okay, so you guys are ready to that we can start. Okay, so I'm going to start. Yep. Okay, Praveen. Okay, so yesterday we looked into the list where we thought that list is mutable. You can have the duplicate items. You can have the items of different data types into the list. Now today in today's session we'll first start with the string. So for us, string is a sequence of character. It is immutable. That means you cannot modify it once it's created. Then each character in the string can be accessed by its index position, which starts from 0 to 1 less of a string. That means if in a string there are n characters, then the index will start from 0 to n minus 1. Index in string must be integer type. That means the index will only going to have the value as integer. No float values are allowed. Then we have some functions. We have the order function, which actually got tell you the integer or the value for a particular Unicode character. Then we have the character function, which takes in the integer to return you the value for the character that particular integer belongs to. Then we have the len function, which is going to tell you that how many characters are there in a particular string. We'll see all of them in our Colab. We'll just have a reading so that we understand. This is basically the string slicing. Here this one is uh, just a colon means it is going to return you the complete string in ascending order. Okay, then p colon q gives you the position like from p to q minus 1 index. P to last, that means string from index p till the last. Colon q, that means from the first to the from the first till the index q minus 1. Double colon means will return you the complete string again. P is to Q is to K. Again, this K is a step size, which means that it is going to skip the K characters from the index P to Q minus 1 traversal. P double colon K, that means from P index to the last with the step size of K. Colon Q colon K, that means from the very first till the Q minus 1 index with the step size of K. Double colon K, that means you can skip the K characters from first to last. Then we have string has negative index. That means you can the very last character will have the index as -1, and then we'll keep on going on. Here double colon -1 is basically used in reversing the string. We also saw that in case of our list, we can use this to reverse the list. PIE Python, that means it is used to concatenate the string. Okay. Then we have the string functions. Here the string functions is basically var dot upper. Suppose your var is this string. Okay, dot upper function is going to convert all of your characters to into capital letters. Okay, var dot lower similarly going to convert into the lower case. Var dot capitalize, that means the very first word of your string will be the very first character of your word will be only capitalized, else all will remain in lowercase. Var dot split comma, that means all your characters will be split. all your words will be split by the comma. Where dot slip that split comma 1, that means it is only going to return you this text. Where dot strip, that means it is going to remove the leading and the trailing characters from the string. Where dot count I, that means it is going to count the, okay, I think it is L. Yep. So this is L, it is going to count the number of occurrences of L. Where dot find E, it is going to give you the index at which E was first found. Where dot is alpha, that means it is going to return you whether a particular string is alphabet or not. Is digit, that means it will result true if your all of your string is a digit. That means it is just numeric. Where dot title, that means every word, every character of your word will be capitalized. Then we have the where dot partition. That means it is going to divide a string var into three parts based upon the delimiter, including the delimiter, and returns a tuple. Means this is going to return you a tuple. Here it was returning you the list. Okay, split one was returning you as a list, and this partition function is going to return you a data type as tuple. Then similarly, we have where dot r find text. It is going to find give you the index at which this text is found. Where dot is lower is going to result you true if all of the, if it is in lowercase. Is dot upper is going to result you true if it is in uppercase. Similarly, is title, is strip, and r strip is going to, okay, is title is going to return you true if it is in title case. L strip, that means it is going to remove the white spaces from the beginning of the string. Dot r strip is going to remove the white spaces from the end of the string. Okay, then we have a delimiter dot join. It is basically going to return you a string comprising all of the elements of a sequence separated by a specified delimiter. Where dot is a space checks if the string comprises of all white spaces. Okay, where dot is alnum, that means it is going to check you whether your string is a combination of alphanumeric variable or not. Okay, then we have, suppose if you have this var as the same string, then we have var dot start with substring. It is going to return you true whether your var is starting with a particular substring or not. Similarly, var dot ends with will tell you whether a particular substring is ending with it or not. Var dot encode decode, it is basically going to return you the encoded form of string. And this one is going to return you the decoding format of string. Here it is wrong, it is going to return the decoded form of string. Similarly, we have the string functions. Maximum string 1, string 2, string 3, and minimum string 1, string 2, string 3 is going to return you the highest value ordered alphabetically. Here it is going to return the minimum value ordered alphabetically. Okay, so alphabetically, whatever will be the maximum value, it is going to return this. Minimum similarly is going to return the minimum value ordered alphabetically. To check for membership of the individual character, you can use the in operator. Okay, we will use the in operator to check whether a particular character or a substring is present inside a string or not. Now we'll go ahead with the Colab. Okay, till here, students, do you have any problem or any doubt? Then we'll start with the Colab session. If you have any doubts of today's or in the past few sessions, you can just write here. Students, do you have any doubt here? This part, this much part of the string. So this was just about the string. Now we'll have the practical session over the string. Okay, can I just have some thumbs up or that you have got the idea of the string? Okay. Okay, then we'll start with the collab now. Okay, let's start. Okay. Suppose, as I told you, a string is a sequence of characters. Python treats anything which is inside your double quotes and single quote as a string. This can include letters, numbers, special symbols, and other things. Python has no character data type, so single character is a string of length 1. Okay, so just suppose if you have a string s, which is equal to, let's say, hello. Okay, okay. If we print the s, after that, okay. Okay, so let's print the type of s. Okay, just to see what type of data variable it is. Okay, so this string s belongs to a class of string str. Now we'll see. First, we'll see. Basically, you saw how you can create a string. Just have an overview again. I'll just use a simple line comment. Okay, creating a string. Okay, if you want to create a string, we'll simply write s is equal to whatever you want. So not divide by 3. Okay, I'll just include it in the single quotes or double quote, and I'll just print this s. Okay, so this was the single line string. Okay, now we will see the multi-line string. Creating the multi-line string. Okay, suppose if I have a multi-line string with the name str is equal to, I will just have the 3 double quotes here. And I will write I am learning Python. Okay. I am learning Python. Then we can write strings are immutable. Strings are immutable. Okay. Okay, and I'll just close these double quotes. Now I'll simply write print str. Okay. Why it's giving an error, I don't know. Okay, so thing unterminated string literal detected at line 4. Okay, so I'll just try to use the single triple quotes here. Okay, so you should probably just use the single triple quotes just to avoid the errors. I don't know why this error was coming, but this how you can create the multi-line string. Okay, now we'll see the accessing of the characters. Just the string. So strings in Python are sequence of characters. So we can access individual character using indexing. Strings are indexed using the starting from the index 0 to n minus 1. Okay, so let's see. Suppose if I have the string s is equal to Python. Okay, now I will just simply write print s of 0. 0 index is going to give you the very first element. So it should return you to P. Yep. So it's giving you P. Now we'll print the very last element, and the very last character has got the index as -1. Okay, so it's n. Okay. Okay, whenever you will provide any index which is out of range, that means that index is not present in the particular string, then you'll face an error. That is, you are accessing an index out of error. That is index error you will receive. Now we'll see the string slicing. Okay, suppose if I have the string s as learn Python. Okay, learn Python. Let's see. If I write print s 1 is to 4, let's say. So from index 1 to index 3. Yeah, let me write the comment here. From index 1 to 3. Okay. Similarly, you can write print s the 3. This will give you the from first till the index 2. Okay. Now we'll see how you can reverse the string. We use the double colon -1. Okay. So this is going to reverse you the string. So this was about the string slicing. Now we'll see the string immutability. So since string is immutable, that means you cannot modify the string once it is created. As per the previous knowledge that I have given you, a list is a mutable type. That means you can change any of the elements that are present inside the list anytime and anywhere. Also, the list can contain the duplicate items. Also, we saw how you can remove the duplicate items from the sets. Can anybody in the comment section tell me? Yesterday I've told you why four double quotes error, ma'am. Okay, got it, GN. Okay, teach slowly, ma'am. Okay, am I going fast? I think this is the easy topic, so I was little going fast. Okay, I'll try to be slow. Why three quotes, ma'am? Because this is just a way to how you can define the multi-line string. That is not something I can like say. It's previously written in the functioning of a string. Four double quotes are okay. I got it. Why we use three quotes, ma'am? That is just a way of defining. Question I cannot say it right now. Why we do so, but it's just a way of defining the multi-line string. Okay. Any more doubts, students? Okay, I was asking the question. I was like lost somewhere, but I was asking the question from all of you that I told you in the yesterday's session how you can like remove the duplicate items from a list. Can somebody tell me if you guys remember? Hmm? So let me complete this immutability, then I will ask. See, till then you can answer. Okay. So string immutability S. Let's see if you have a string S. Then If we have it as same, let's say we have a learn Python. Okay. Okay. Now, suppose if I say S at the index, we'll have the index here. S at the position G0, we want it to be, let's say if I say I. Okay, I understand. Okay, str object does not support this type item assignment. That means you cannot change it like this. Now, we'll just comment this. We'll just comment this and we'll see how you can do it. Suppose if I want to change the very first element to I, so I will write str is equal to str is a new variable here. I. Okay. Plus operator we'll use it for the concatenation and we'll simply write as 1 colon. Here 1 colon means that from the now choose the part of the string as from the index 1 till the last. That means here 0 index element is not included. 0 index element is now this. Now we'll just print str. Okay. So okay. In this way you can change it. So there are ways where you can change the string, but there are not a simple way that in case of list that we were just providing the index and we're changing the values. In that way you cannot do so. Now simply we'll go ahead with the how you can delete a string. Suppose if I have a str is equal to Python, okay. Print, no, we'll just simply write del str and we'll just run it. Okay, so this must be done. We'll just try to print it after this command so that we can see that it's not there in the memory still. Okay, so it's not there in the memory. Now in this way you can do so. Now suppose if you have a two string str1 is equal to Python, okay, Python comma learn. Okay, now we have the str. Now we'll simply write str2 is equal to str1 dot replace we'll write learn with the language. Okay, we'll just print both of them to see what changes we have made. Okay, so initially we have the Python learn, now we have the Python language. This is how you can replace the words inside a string. Now we'll see some of the common string methods. Suppose if you have str which is like Python, okay, and I write print str, len str. So okay, characters are there. Now we'll write print s dot upper. Similarly, if we write print s dot lower, okay. Now we'll suppose if we have another string str as Python, and then we have again three leading white spaces. Okay. Now we'll simply write print s dot strip. Okay. Okay, so we have the str. We don't have the str. Okay. So it has removed all the leading and the trailing white spaces. Okay. Now we'll see the concatenation in the string. Suppose that we have a string s1 is equal to learn. I'll simply use the plus operator. Use the plus operator to concatenate the string. Print s. So yeah, okay. We'll just to have the spaces. You can have the spaces here. Okay. This is how you can concatenate in the strings. Now we will see in operator in a string that is basically used to see the membership in strings. Okay, so here we will use the in operator. In operator checks if a particular substring is present in a string or not. Now, since we have a string s is equal to learn Python. Okay. Now print let's see Python in s. Okay, so false. We don't have the Python in s since p is smaller. If I'm going to capitalize this p, you're probably going to see that it's there. Yes. Similarly, you can see for even the character also. Suppose if you write th, okay, in s. Yes, it's there. So this was all about the membership in strings. Do you have any doubts till this part? Yes, using set you can remove the duplicate values. We can remove duplicate values in string. Okay. No ma'am. Ashish, no ma'am for what? Can somebody please tell me this no ma'am is for what? Acha, I guess you guys are saying no ma'am that you don't have doubts. It's clear to you. Okay, Ashish, okay, got it. Okay, so should we start with the dictionary and all, or there should be a little 2 or 3 minutes break? Should I continue with the dictionary now? Okay, you don't have no doubt. No, I was asking for should we start with the dictionary right now, or just a 2 or 3 minutes quick break you need? So it's going to be a long session, then so I'm asking for a break. Otherwise, I would have continued. Okay, I should start right now. Okay, I should start right now. Okay, good. I think I have my presentations here. Dictionaries are here. Okay. So, can you see my screen, guys? Is my screen visible to you, students? Okay, okay, I'll start with the dictionary now. Okay, so dictionary. What do you mean by dictionary? Let's see first this. A dictionary is an unordered collection of key value pair. Unordered collection of key or pair, that means it is very much like you do not have a proper order for this. You can have it in any fashion. It is mutable, that means you can change or modify the values. Keys must be unique and of immutable type. That means there is a key value pair, so that value pair can be of any type, but this key pair should be unique and should be immutable. That means you cannot change the value of keys once they are created. Values can be of any type. Okay. Dictionaries are defined using the curly braces. Lists were defined using the square braces, and the strings are defined inside the quotes. Similarly, dictionaries are defined using the curly braces. Then we will see accessing dictionary elements, how you can access the dictionary elements. There are different ways on how you can access the values. Either you can use the key, dictionary views the index and all the things. Now here to access the values, we will use the key. Now we will use the dot get key function to avoid errors if key is not found. Okay, iterating over the keys and values using loop. Okay, so in the list we were using the index value to iterate over the elements, but here we'll use the keys to iterate using the loops. Now we will have the dictionary methods. Dictionary methods meaning dictionary.keys will return you all the keys. Dictionary.values will probably going to return you all the values. Dictionary.items will return the key value pairs. Dictionary dot update will going to update the new that key with the new value. See, the key will remain the same, only the value is going to change. Then we'll have the dictionary dot pop. Here it will pop the particular key value pair for whatever key you will provide. I don't know why this is going to take so much of long. Okay. Then we have the dictionary operators. In dictionary operators, we see that a particular key exists inside a dictionary or not. Then in dictionary comprehension, we say that for a particular k comma v iterable, that is basically a lambda function here. Okay. Then we have the merging of dictionary. You can merge them using update function or double asterisk for unpacking. Then we have the nested dictionary. That means you can have in nested dictionaries, you have the dictionaries inside a dictionary. That means you can have a lot of values of lot of pairs of key and values. Also, dictionaries are useful for organizing the structured data. Now let's see the Colab part. So here, okay, a Python dictionary is a data structure that stores the value in key value format. Value in a dictionary can be of any data type and can be even duplicated, whereas keys can't be repeated and must be immutable. Must be immutable, that means they cannot be changed, they cannot be modified later on. Now let's see a simple dictionary of creating a dictionary. Creating the dictionary. D is equal to, suppose if we have the one here key and simply write Python. Okay, so we have a key 2 and which has the value, got the value 1. Suppose this is our dictionary, let's print this D first of all. Okay, now we'll print the type of it, D. So it belongs to a class of dictionary. Okay, a dictionary can be created by placing a sequence of elements within the curly braces separated by comma. Similarly, we can also create a dictionary using the dictionary constructor. Let's see how you can do it. Suppose if we have a dictionary DICT as equal to DICT A is equal to, let's see, geeks. I will write this Python. Then we write 2 is equal to world. Okay, I'll print this DICT. So this is now converted to a dictionary. Here students, the Python dictionaries are ordered. That means dictionary keys are case sensitive. The same name for different cases of key will be treated distinctly. Keys must be immutable. This means keys can be strings, numbers or tuples but not list. Keys must be unique. Duplicate keys are not allowed and any duplicate key will overwrite the previous value. Now we'll see how you can access a value from a dictionary. Is it clear till here? Okay, is it clear till here? Okay, students, till this part, is it clear to all of you? Okay, we'll move ahead then. Suppose let's define a very little different type of strings. Let's say we have a dictionary D. We have curly braces now. We'll simply write name as the key first, and suppose I have the name John. Okay, Then we have the key, let's say 1, which has the value Python. Okay, now we'll simply have the set 1 comma 2. I'll just have the values as 1, 2, and 4. See, I told you one thing, that you cannot have a key as a list, but you can have a value as a list. That is not the problem, because value supports mutable type of data types. Now we just print name. Okay. So for our key name, we have the value John. Similarly, we can also write here print d dot get name. So these are going to particularly return you the same value of our key name. Okay. Okay, now let's see how you can add a new key value pair. Okay, so now suppose d is equal to, for suppose at the index we have the value at 1, that means here the key value is 1, is equal to Python dictionary, let's say. Okay, let us run. Okay, so it's successfully executed. Now let's print d. So here this 1 is not changed from Python to Python dictionary. This is how you can add a new key value pair. Now we'll see how you can add a new. This was about updating the value that is already there. Suppose if I have the age name, okay, is equal to, let's say, 22. Okay, print d. Okay, so we have an age element also added now. Now we see how you can delete the dictionary items. Let's see, suppose if we have this dictionary D, okay. Then in the dictionary D, suppose if I write del D and I write H, okay. And I'll print P to see the changes were made. So H key value pair is now deleted. Similarly, if I write well is equal to, well is a variable here, d dot pop. Okay, now I'll write the index 1, suppose. Index is basically a key. Okay, now if I print this d, or we should print the value. Okay. So Python dictionary is now deleted. Or you can even print the dictionary to see the changes made. Now we will simply write d dot clear and we'll print this d. Okay, so all the elements that were there inside the dictionary are now removed. So if we print, first of all, we will have the d defined now. Copy this dictionary from here. Okay. Now, if I just say print d dot keys. It will give you all the keys. Now if I write print d dot values, it will give you all the values. Okay. Now we will simply have the, so you can iterate over the key. Suppose for iteration we'll basically use the for loop. For, let's say, for key in D, print the key. It will also return you all the keys. Name 1, 1 comma 2. Okay. Suppose if I write for value in D dot values, print value. It will return you all the values. Now we'll use the in operator to check whether a particular key is there inside the dictionary or not. Okay. Now, okay, let's write that. Okay, so simply write. Okay, for saying, let's say if we have a key is equal, say suppose if we take a key name. Okay. Okay, it was included in this. Okay. Suppose if we have this case, we'll just print key in D. True, because we have a key which is name as name is there. Okay. I will simply see how many key value pair are there inside our dictionary. Then we'll like print len D. See, we have three key value pairs. Now, so is it clear till this part? Do you have any doubts till here? Students, is it clear? No doubt. Okay. And Kushal, okay, no doubt. Students, do you have any doubt? Other students also please reply. Okay. So let's continue with the dictionary then. Okay. Suppose now if you want to print all the sum of something, then let's. Okay, so this was all about the dictionary. Well, let's see an overview and then again we'll go back to the tuples and sets. So here we saw how you can create a dictionary. Dictionaries are created basically using the curly braces. Then we saw the type of D. Then we saw how you can access a particular value from again. You can simply use the name as an index or you can use the dot get function. Then we saw how you can update an existing value or you can completely add a new key value pair. Then we saw how you can delete a particular key value pair or how you can particularly use the pop function. Then we saw how you can empty a dictionary dot using dot clear function. Then we have the dot keys and dot values function to get all the keys and the values. Then we saw how you can use the for loop to get all the keys and the values. Then we saw the in operator to see whether a particular key is there inside dictionary or not. Then we used the len function to see how many key value pairs are there inside a dictionary. Okay, okay, students. So this was all about the string and dictionary. Basic difference between string and dictionary is dictionary is mutable, whereas string is immutable. Okay, so should we move ahead with the sets and tuples? Okay, sorry, I think I was on mute. Okay, okay, I'll repeat the set part again. Wait. Okay, am I audible to you guys now? Okay, we'll start with the sets again then. Am I audible, students, now? Okay, okay, then I'll start with the sets again. Actually, I was teaching you the sets, but I was not doing that. I was on mute. Okay, so a set is an unordered collection of unique elements. That means unordered collection of unique elements. That means you do not have any duplicate elements. They're basically defined using the curly braces or the set constructor function. They do not allow duplicate elements. Okay, I already told you this. They support mathematical operations such as union, intersection, difference. They are unordered and unindexed. That means they do not have the indexes. How you can create a string? You can create set. You can create a set using the curly braces, or you can use the set function to create a set. Then you can create an empty set within the set just to end the round braces. This basically creates an empty dictionary but not a set. And then we saw how you can access the set elements. Sets are unordered, so elements cannot be accessed by index. You have to use the for loop to access the every element. Now we got some how you can add or remove the elements from a set. We'll have the use. We'll have the dot add function to insert a new element. Dot update function to add multiple elements or to update the value. Then we have the remove function or discard function to remove an element. Then we have the pop function which removes and returns an arbitrary element. Dot clear which removes all elements or clears the set. Now we have the set operations. Union operation, that means all the elements that are there in set 1 and set 2 will be returned. Dot intersection, that means all the elements that are common between set 1 and set 2 will be returned. Difference one, that means all the elements that are like that are there in set 1 which are common in both set 1 and set 2, or you can say set 1 minus set 2 means all the elements of set 2 from set 1 will be removed and only the elements which are adjoint or exclusive to set 1 only then will be remain. Symmetric difference, similarly we have. Now we have the set method. In set method we have if dot is subset function which checks if a particular set 1 is a subset of set 2 or not. Then we see is superset, that checks if a particular set 1 is a superset of set 2 or not. Is disjoint, set 2 checks if set 1 and set 2 have no column common element. Dot copy, that means it returns a shallow copy of the set. Frozen sets. Since sets are mutable, frozen sets are basically the immutable version of sets. They are created using the frozen set function. They cannot be modified after creation. Since they are immutable, you cannot add or remove the elements. So these functions are not valid there. Here is an example of how you can create a frozen set. You simply have the keyword frozen set. Then we will have the uh, round braces. Inside it we have a list of 1, 2, and 3, and 4. These are some of the applications of sets. The application of sets says that how you can remove the duplicate values from a list. Using set you can remove the duplicate values from a list, and how you can perform the mathematical set operations. It helps in checking up the membership efficiently. It also represents relationship between the different elements. So this much is clear to you regarding the sets. Is this much sets clear to you? Then we'll start with the practical part of it. Okay, so this much is clear to you. All other students, please reply. Are you guys bored or what? If you guys are tired, we can take up a quick break. You can have water or something and then come up again. Okay, I can continue. Others also please reply. Okay, I shall continue. Okay. So, as I told you, a set in Python programming is an unordered collection of data type that is iterable and has no duplicate elements. While sets are mutable, meaning you can add or remove the elements after their creation, the individual elements within the set must be immutable and cannot be changed directly. Now, let's see how you can create. Yeah, okay. Okay, you're a little bit slow. You can teach fast, ma'am. See, I can teach fast, but somebody in the comment section told me that I'm going very fast. I think there was somebody. Kushal was there to teach that I should teach little bit slowly. That is why I'm going little slow. So fast, like in sense of what you are saying to me to go fast. Okay. So I guess after sets we will continue with the tuples and then we can have the function recursion and then classes and objects. If you guys have any issue with the speed or something or you want a little break, you can just like type here in the comment section so that I may know. Because this is the only way I can interact with you. I don't even see or listen you. Okay, so let's start with the set. Let's print this. Bracket. Print, let's say type verb. Okay, so it belongs to a class of set. So a typecasting with Python set method. The Python set method is used for typecasting. For typecasting, that means how you can typecast in a set. Let's say, suppose you want to convert a list to a set. So let's typecast. Suppose if you have a set. Okay. Okay. And I'll simply write print my set ABC. Okay. Now we'll see how you can add a new element. Adding a new element to the set. Print my set. So this has acted a new element. See, a new element in the set. So Python set is a not ordered data set, which means you cannot know in which order it will come. So you must be thinking that D should come after the C, but since C set is an unordered collection of data, we cannot say in which order it will be displayed. It is a very random format that will be used. Suppose if you have a my set, which has the values now. Hello world Python. Let's print this. Okay. Now you'll see how you can change. See, values of a set cannot be changed. Suppose if you have a math set and you have the index 1 is equal to okay. And if I print this, okay. The set object does not support item assign. That means you cannot change the values of a set. Now, see here, it says that an error because we cannot assign or change a value once the set is created. We can only add or delete items in the set. See, modifications is not allowed. Only you can add or delete the items from the list. In Python, sets can store heterogeneous elements. That means a set can store a mixture of string, integer, boolean, etc. data types. Now you will have see the example of this how you can store. Okay, suppose we have 1, comma 4, then we have to do we'll see print as print type as. Okay, so this is a set and it has printed. So we can have the heterogeneous or the multiple data types in a sets. Now we'll see how you can add an elements inside the string. Sorry, sets. Suppose if I have a set name people, and Trish, Archie, okay. Okay, now we'll see how you can, first of all, let's print this people. Now see, let's write people dot add, let's say John. Okay. And if I'll print this people again, okay, so John has been added at the very last position. Suppose if I try to add the elements using the for loop, see how you can do it. Suppose if I write for I in range, let's say 1 to 5, 1 to 6 will write. Got the values from 1 to 5. Okay. People dot add, right? I. Okay. Let's print this now. Print people. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 have been added. See, we cannot see of the order because this order has to be very random. Okay. Till this part is it clear? Then we'll start with the set operations. Students, till this part, do you have any doubt? Are you taking all this content from the Geeks for Geeks? Yeah, for the practical part, I have taken few examples. Others, for my presentations and all, I have referred to some books and all. Because since I feel like I don't know how many of you have been familiar with the programming languages and all, so I thought that must be a platform where you all guys would be familiar to and would have the better understanding, and the examples and everything is very simple to grasp the concepts. So till this part is clear, then we'll start with the set operations. Should we move ahead with the set operations, students? Okay, I'm continuing with the set operations then. So some set operations are union, intersection, difference. This will define the sets now. Suppose we have, okay, people one we can take from above only. Yep. Okay. So we'll just have this people one from here. I'll just say this. Then we'll have the new set defined. Now we'll have the new set. We'll have the vampire set now, which basically has two. Name suppose Alice and let's say Archie. I'll try to have some common elements so that you can easily see the usage of intersection operation also. Then suppose if I have a Dracula set again. Since the names does not vary, you can have any name for a set. I could have the set 1, set 3. Suppose if I have J, I have plus, okay. Okay, so these are my three sets defined. I'll simply use each and every operation here. Suppose if I have a new set, let's say set 1, and I write people dot union vampires. Okay, and I'll print this set. Okay, now we have the vampires. Okay, they are double. Okay, so all the elements that are present inside both people and vampires are displayed here. Now we will go ahead with the intersection operation. Suppose if I write set 2 is equal to people dot intersection Dracula. and I'll just print this set 2. We'll just have this J common in both the people and the Dracula. Similarly, if you write set 3 is equal to vampires dot intersection as people, and I'll just print set 3, let's say. So we just have common Archie in people and vampires. Also, you can simply use the uh, or operator and operator for the intersection and union separately. Okay, let's see that. Suppose if I have set 1 is equal to people, for or we'll use the symbol and we have vampires. I'll just print this set 1. First set 1. Okay. Similarly, for the intersection, we have set 2 is equal to people. No, just for the vampires and Dracula. Just print the set 2. Oh, what is done? So, okay, so Alice is just the common element there between Draculas and vampires. Now we'll see the difference operator. So if I write set 1 is equal to people dot difference set 2 print set 1. So the elements, okay, so you should not have the set 2 here. I think I should write vampires for better clarity. See, all the elements that were there of vampires in the set people are removed and rest of the elements are printed. Here the order matters. If you're going to have the vampires first and people afterward, then you're going to have the vampire elements that are mutually exclusive to the people set. Okay. Or simply you can also write this one as Z2 is equal to people minus vampires. Okay. Simply write print S2 Z2. Okay. So you can use the hyphen operator for the difference set. Now we'll just see how you can clear complete set. Okay. So if we have set 1 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's print this set 1. We have got the set. Now if I take the command here, to 1 dot clear. double it, I guess. So we have just an empty set now. There are no ions present inside the set. So this was all about the set. Do you have any doubts, students? Swears, do you have any doubt? Okay, question. Does also please reply. Okay, students, if you have no doubts, it's almost the half of the session. I'll start with the tuple now. If you need a break or something, or you have doubts, you can please ask. So, okay, Kushal, how many is 5 or 10 minutes break okay or sufficient? We'll start at around 40. Should we start at 40 then? It's 5:33 right now. We'll start with the 5. We start at 5:40, or should we start at around 5:45? Kushal, at what time? Like at 5:40 or something? 5:45? Okay, then we'll start at 5:40. Till then, we can have a short break. Okay, students, are you there? Guys, are you there? So you can start up. Students, are you there? Can somebody please show up? Okay, okay, now we'll start. We'll start with the tuples. Just close the sets. Okay, let's start with the tuples. So, tuples are immutable sequences in Python. Immutable again means that you cannot have the elements modified it once this tuple is created. Okay, then then we have that tuples are ordered and allow duplicate value. That means tuples are ordered. This means that they have got indexes and they also allow the duplicate values. Then we got the tuples use parentheses to define a collection. So tuples can be like created using the parentheses. Tuple elements can be accessed using the indexing. Since they have got indexes, you can access them using the indexes. Now we'll see how you can create a tuple. To create a tuple, you basically have got two things. One is using the parentheses, similar round parentheses that we use. Other is using without parentheses. That means you can create a tuple without parentheses also. With single element also. That means a single element tuple is also allowed. Not using the tuple constructor. Similarly, the way we have got the list constructor, dictionary constructor, or set constructor, we have similarly got the tuple constructor also to create a tuple. Now we will see how you can access the tuple elements. To access the tuple elements, we have got that the first element will obviously going to have the index 0. The very last element has got the -1 indexing, and tuple supports slicing also, so you can have the uh, list a various a part of it tuple also selected. Now we will see the tuple operations. So you can concatenate in the tuples. You can have a tuple repeated n times using the asterisk operator. Then you can see a particular item is there inside a tuple or not using the in operator. Then we can use the length function to have the length of a tuple. Then some other tuple methods are you can have the count function to see whether to get the appearances of a particular element. Then we have the index function to return the index of an element of a tuple. We have the minimum and maximum functions which find the smallest and the largest element from a tuple. Then we have a tuple which convert your iterable to a tuple. Then we have tuple packing and unpacking. Packing tuple means to create a tuple, unpacking is that means to unpack your tuple. Using star to capture multiple values, you can have this also. Now, since tuple is a very small topic, we'll just go ahead with the practical part here to allow a better idea of a tuple. Okay, so in Python, tuple is a collection of objects separated by commas. A tuple is similar to a Python list in terms of indexing, nested loop objects, and repetition. But the main difference between the Python tuple is that it is immutable, where the Python list is mutable. Now, if we have a tuple t, let's say, suppose if we have a tuple t and we have 10, comma 20, comma 30, okay, as the elements, and I'll just print t. Let's print type of t. Let's run this. So this 10, 20, 30 belongs to a class of tuple. Now we will access the values in a tuple. Suppose let's write rent t0. Okay. Okay, so the very first element is 10 and hence it has printed that at the index 0 we have the element 10. Now if I write print t, I write -1, that should probably print the last value and which is our 13, which is 30 in our case. Suppose if we have a tuple t which has the values 10, comma 20, comma 30, comma 40, comma 50. Okay, let's say we have this, and then if I write to iterate over the values for I in t, rent I, and just to have the space, I'll simply run this. Okay, so we have the values 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50 as the. So in this way you can you can iterate over the elements of a tuple. Now we'll see how you can concatenate two tuples. Suppose if we have a tuple P1 has values 1, comma 2, comma 3. Okay. Then we have a tuple P2, let's say, and we have the values as 4, 5, and 6. Okay, suppose if we have the tuple T3 is equal to T1 plus T2, and I'll just print this T3. Let's see what does this gives us. So okay, the elements are now changed. Let's see, we have a tuple 4. We write it as T2 plus T1. Let's see whether the order matters here or not. Print. How do I put all of this? Print. Okay, so order matters here. That means the very first, or suppose here if you write T1, so T1 elements will come first and then followed by the elements of T2. Here in case of T4, the elements of T2 will come here firstly and then T1. Okay. Now we'll see how you can have the nested tuples. Okay. Suppose if we have T1 here as 1, comma 2, comma 3. Okay. And then we have T2 as pattern and down. Okay. Now I will write a T3 as T1, comma T2. Okay. I'll just print this T3. So this becomes a nested tuple. So in this way, using the comma, you can have two sets separated by commas as a nested tuple. Now we will see how you can have the repetition inside a Python tuple. So if you have a tuple T1 is equals to 1, comma 3, comma 3. So for repetition, actually we'll just have to use the asterisk operator with the number of times you want. Suppose I want to repeat it 3 times, and I'll just print this T1 here. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3 are printed. That means this 1, 2, 3 has been repeated 3 times. Now we will see how you can do the slicing in tuples. So basically, slicing a Python tuple means dividing a tuple into small tuples using the indexing method. In this example, I'm going to tell you, will show up how you can do this tuple slicing. Suppose if you have a tuple is equal to same only will take 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4, comma 5, comma 6. Okay, and I'll just write print T1. Okay, suppose if I write it, that means from the index 1 till the index last, please print all the elements. So index 1 we have 2, from here we have all the elements printed. Now if I write print T2 is to 4, that means from index 2 to 3, that means we just have index 1, 2 and 3, so 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have the index from 2. 0 index 1, 2. Okay, 2 and 3. So only 3, 4 will be printed. Similarly, as in case we saw of strings and list, we also got to use the tuple double colon minus 1 to reverse a tuple. Okay, so in this way you can reverse a tuple. If I write here print tuple t with 1 is to 4 with the step size of 1, let's see what that this is. So it is going to start from the index 4 till the index 3. It will keep on moving with a step size of 1. That means it is going to miss the one character each at a time. Now we will see how you can delete a tuple. Suppose if we have a tuple t is equal to 0 comma 1. Okay, I have to write del t, and I'll just write print t to see whether it's there in the memory or not. Okay, so name t is not given, that means it is deleted now. Now we will find the length of a tuple. Okay, suppose if you have a tuple t which has the elements 1, comma 2, comma 3. Now see, you can already see that we have 3 elements here. We just print ln of t. Okay, so we have got the 3 elements. So using the length function, you can calculate the number of elements that are present inside the tuple. So as like the dictionaries, as like the list and the other sets data type, you can also have the heterogeneous or multiple data types of multiple items of different data types inside a tuple. Let's see here a tuple is equal to 2 comma 3.14 comma we have, let's say we just have got Python, and we have got the true as a boolean value answer. So we'll just print this t, and I'll print this type t. So this is a tuple and it belongs to a class of tuple. Suppose now we'll see typecasting in tuple. Okay, suppose if you have a list t as 1, 2, 3, okay, and I'll just say tuple t is equal to tuple constructor we'll use, and we'll just have the lst inside it as an argument. Okay, and I'll just print this t. Okay, so this 1, 2, 3 is now a tuple. Let's print the type also. Print type of t. Okay, so it belongs to a class of tuple. This is how you can convert a list to a tuple. So this was all about the tuple. Okay, so do you guys have any doubt till here? So students, do you have doubt till here with the tuples? So we have completed list, we have completed dictionary, we have completed sets, we have completed tuples. Then we completed the strings also today. Okay, so we'll start with the classes and objects now. I guess you don't have any doubt. Okay. So this classes and objects is going to be a little complicated. Do you guys have like an idea before with the object-oriented programming languages like Java or C++? Yes, so basically Python also supports programming language, but it is basically for structured languages. Like Python is basically a structured language where we don't have a lot of usage of classes and objects, but look, like it is highly used here. But coming on to the Java and C++, we have a lot of application for the classes and objects. Okay, so should we start? Starting with the classes and an object. So before starting the classes and objects, what I should want to know that there are basically the underlying concepts when we come to the objected oriented programming language. Okay, it could be abstraction, it could be encapsulation, it could be polymorphism. Okay, these types of there. So these are the underlying concepts behind the objected oriented programming. Okay, let's start. So, an introduction to an object oriented programming. An object oriented programming is programming which are based on the objects. So, in basically in objects, we have the classes and object. A class is a set, or you can say is a place where we define attributes, functions of a particular entity, and then we create an instance of that class, which is popularly known as the object. That is just a one piece or a one image of how it should reflect the attributes and the function should work for that particular object. So here we'll simply read it. Objects are instances of classes. Basically, object-oriented programming encourages the code reuse and the modularity, since you do not have to write that piece of code again and again, and it also presentable. The key principles are, as I was telling you, these are encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, and polymorphism. We'll see each of them in detail now. Let's start with the question: what is a class? A class is a blueprint for creating objects. That means it is a blueprint that consists of the images and the how functions and the attributes would work upon. They are defined using the class keyword and contains the attributes that are basically known as the variables and the methods which are basically the functions. Uh, then we have an example is not clearly visible here. Okay, then we'll start with the what is an object. An object is an instance of class. Objects have attributes and methods. Okay, and for example, if I have a, a class as a name car, then we have, suppose if we create an object, suppose the object name we created we want to is my car, and this car is the class here, and we have the variables such as Toyota and Corolla. So Toyota is a manufacturer and Corolla is a model here, right? Now similarly we go here. Now we'll see the init method. Init method is basically a constructor here. So this init method is called automatically when an object is created. That means if you call it or you mention it in your code or not, this method will be automatically created. It is basically used to initialize the object attributes. In this example, if we see, that there's a class person and we have a def keyword. Def is a keyword to define a function, and we have a class named person. We have the init function defined. That means here self is basically a parameter given, and it is a self-taking parameter. That means it will always be there. It is not going to carry any value. It is just going to point out to the memory location for the name and the age attributes. Okay. Now we have the name and the age as the attributes or the variables here. Then similarly, we have self.name is equal to name. That means this name is going to point out to this name variable. Similarly with the age one also. Now we have the class attributes versus the instance attributes. So the class attributes are shared across all the instances or the objects, but the attributes that are that are object specific are only stick to that that are stick only to that object, not to every object that is will be created under that class. Okay. Now, did you order no, like difference? So the class attribute that the attributes that were declared in the class or used will be remained with every object that will be created under this class. But if in case of instance attributes, we just have got the attributes that are particular to that class will only remain to that class. It will not be shared among every object that will be created under that class. Suppose if I create a class dog and we have the species as a class attribute here which has got the name as canine. Oh no, I don't want this come up every time. Okay. Okay, so this class dog has got the species as the class attribute which has the value canine. Now you have the init function. Okay, so you have got the init function where name is now a variable there. This self.name is equal to name. Now this is an instance attribute. That means whatever name you will give to your whatever value for this variable name you will give to your object, that will be object specific. That will not be shared with everyone. That name for that particular object will be stick to it. And then we have the methods. Okay. Now we will have the methods. Methods are basically functions that are declared inside a class. The first parameter in instance method is self. So as I told you, this is the parameter in the instance method. It is going to basically point out to the memory location that was self.name. It is going to have the value name. Okay. Now let's see if we have the class animal and we have the init function defined. We just have got the self.name is equal to name. Okay. This is a method in a class which has got the self parameter. which has got the self parameter and the name as a variable. Okay, here def speak self is again a variable, a method declared in the class. Now we'll see inheritance in. Now we'll see inheritance in Python. Inheritance basically allows you to inherit the properties of the another class. It basically reduces the redundancy and promotes the code reuse. Now let's see in this. Okay, here if I see that there is a class parent and we have the function show which has just got one parameter as self, and it has just got one statement under it which is that print this is a parent class. Okay, now we have a class child which has been inherited from the class parent, and we just has got the one control statement that is pass. That means to go with the flow of the execution of the program now. So here in this line we just got inherited the properties from another class. Now we'll see polymorphism in Python. So polymorphism allows the same function to work in different ways. To work in different ways means like you have a different class which can have methods with same name but different implementation. That means there are different classes which have got the same name functions, but they have their implementations different. They have the statements or the code under it to be written in a very different way. Similarly, let's see. Suppose if we have an example class cat and we have a function speak. It has got just got one parameter self and it returns meow. For a particular cat, it is the its sound is meow. Now for a particular dog, it has got another sound. So this is how these implementations are changing. Okay. Now coming on to the encapsulation. So encapsulation basically encapsulation restricts direct access to object data. That means all the like whatever details that are necessary for the user will only be displayed. All the other details will be called off. Okay, will not be shown to the user since it's of no use. So this was the encapsulation the where there is where it restricts the direct access to the object data. All the necessary details that are needed for the user will only be displayed, and the rest details will be kept back. So this was about the encapsulation. Let's see an example. Suppose if we have this encapsulation. Okay, so suppose if you have a class bank account with a class with a name bank account, and we have an init function defined which has got the two parameters, self parameter and a balance parameter. Now here to declare a a private variable, that means you can only use it and it has got some restrictions with it, then you have to use double underscores before the name of that variable. Here we want the balance variable to be kept private, hence we have used two underscores before the balance, and now we have the balance as the value for this. Now we have got another function which gives you the balance details, that is get balance, and it will return self dot balance. Here balance will always going to have the underscore before it to avoid the error, and it should be declared as private variable now. Okay, now we'll see abstract classes and interfaces. Okay, So here we have that abstract classes cannot be instantiated, meaning you cannot have the initial values for them. They are used as a blueprint for other classes and requires the ABC module. That means to create the abstract class, you need to have the ABC module. For example, from ABC import ABC. This is the line to import the ABC module and the abstract method. Suppose if you have the class animal and we want to define it as the abstract class, then we are going to have the write the ABC inside it, and at the rate abstract method will going to tell you that these are the abstract method that are declared. Now, okay. Here we have the def make sound here as a method here, which is going to have got the only one parameter as self, and will going to return pass. Okay, pass means just going to return with the go with the execution of the flow of the program. Now, coming on to the summary of OOPS, that means classes define the blueprint for objects. Classes define the blueprints for object. That means all the variables, attributes, or the functions or method that will be there will be associated with each and every object of the class. Objects are instances of classes. Then we saw what are the difference between the class variable and the instance variable. Then there are there are principles of the object oriented programming that are encapsulation, that says is just have the information displayed to the user and the rest of the details are kept at the backend. Abstraction means how you can have the classes that are not initialized, and you can have these classes to create the blueprint for the other classes. Then we saw inheritance of how you can inherit the or take away the variables and methods of one class into another class. Polymorphism basically says how you can have all of these principles defined in a very possible rooted way. Then we have the objective-oriented programming helps in structuring the code efficiently and reusing the components. So coming on to the polymorphism, that says that you can have the methods and everything there, but there are classes which have different name. Similarly, you have got the function names which are same, but their implementation is only going to be changed. So this was about the oops. We'll revise it once again for better clarity, since this is a very different from the one we are learning. This is and proper object-oriented programming. Till now, we were just working on the structured programming. Okay. So guys, till here, do you have any doubt? So students, do you have any doubt till here? So students, I guess you just show me a thumbs up or something that you are there and you don't have any doubt now. Students, do you have any doubt? Students, do you have any doubt? Please show, please, guys. Okay, since nobody is replying here, I will continue with the practical part of this classes and objects. Okay, so let's start with the classes and objects. Okay, so a class in Python is a user-defined template for creating the objects. It bundles data and functions together, making it easy to manage and use them. When we create a new class, we define a new type of object. We can then create the multiple classes. We can then create a multiple object for a particular class. Also, the data variables inside a classes are known as attributes. The attributes that are defined inside the class are known as the class attributes, and that defined inside an object are known as the instance attributes. Now we'll see how you can create a class. Okay. Let's see if I have a class, like a class dot. Okay. It has just got one variable. Let's say sound is equal to bark. Okay. Now this way you can create a class. So your class is created and now this is your class attribute. This will be used by all the object that will be created under this class. Now we will create an object. Now we'll create the object. So as told you, an object is an instance of a class. It represents a specific implementation of the class. Now we just have suppose we have defined the class dog. Now let's say our object name is dog1 is equal to, okay, let's just write the random implementation. Dog1 is equal to dog. Okay, let's just print dog1 dot sound to access that variable. Okay. Okay, so dog1 dot sound is barks, and this is a class variable. It is going to be remain same for all the instances that will be created under it. Okay. Now we will see using the init function here. Now we'll have the init method. suppose we have a class dog, and then we have a species equal to, let's say, canine. Okay. Then we have a function, let's say init function defined here. Okay. We'll just check out the self parameter here, and we have got the name and age. Name and age. Now we'll just have the self dot name as name and self dot age is equal to age. I forgot about this, I guess. Self dot age is equal to age. Okay. So understanding this code, we'll see that we have defined a class named dog. Okay. And species over here is a class attributes that will be shared by all the instances or the objects of a class. Now here init method initializes the name and age attributes when a new object is always created. So let's run this. Okay, so it's completely fine. Now let's see how you can initiate the object using the init function. Now we'll have the class dog defined again. Then we have the species is equal to canine. Then we have the def init. Then we'll got the self parameter here. We'll get the name parameter here and the age. Okay. So we'll just assign those variables now. Self dot name is equal to name. Self dot age is equal to age. Now we will have the object creation, that means we just have the dog one is equal to dog Tommy and let's say its age is 2. Okay, and we'll just print these characteristics Tommy and 2. So Tommy is a name, so we'll just have to say print dog1 dot name. Okay, similarly for age we will say print dog1 dot age. Now just run this code. So okay, in this way you can access this Tommy and 2 variables using the name and age variables that are defined inside the init function of a class dog. So here we have the class name dog, which has the name as dog, and it has got one object, that is dog 1. This dog 1 has got two attributes: name, Tom is the name, and 2 as the age. Now we'll see the self parameter. Do you have guys? Do you have any doubt in this portion? Okay, I guess you guys don't have any doubts, so we'll move ahead. Okay, so we'll now start with the self parameter. Okay, so I just got disconnected. So, so we'll just move ahead with the self parameter now. Okay, we'll move ahead to self parameter. Okay, okay. So coming on to the self parameter is basically a parameter that points to or initialize the uh, variables there. We'll see now. So self parameter is a reference to the current instance of the class. It allows us to access the attributes and methods of the object. Now let's see a self parameter example. Suppose we have a class dog here, similar. I'm just using the same example again and again just to make sure that you people are like familiar with each and every things that we are including here. Suppose if we have a class dog and we have a function def bark. Okay, it has got one parameter set. Okay, and I just type the colon here and I'll just say print bark. I will write print self dot name. Okay, now we have the parameter as dog1 is equal to dog body at, let's keep the age as 4, and we'll just have the dog1 dot bark. Okay, now let's run this. Dog takes no argument. Okay, we'll just have to define the name and age variable here. Okay, Okay, we'll have to define the init function here. So basically, this is how you can use the self parameter. Similarly, in this case, if you see, we can see here also. Here we have the self parameter. This self parameter is going to initialize the variable for each object that will be created under this class. Suppose if you have self.name, so this self.name will get the name whenever will be a new object it is. So here we have created a new object. Here name is Tommy. So this self.name will get the name Tommy. This self.age will get the value 2. So this is how the self parameter is working here. Now we will see the str method. So str method in Python is used or allow us to define a custom string representation of an object by default when we print an object or convert it to a string using str. Okay. So let's see an example over this. Suppose if I have a class dog and we have an init function defined self comma name comma age, let's say. Okay, now we'll just have self dot name is equal to name, simply self dot age is equal to age. We'll have the def no function defined that will be string. Now we'll have a parameter here as only self. Okay, so if I say suppose if I write return f, and here f will contain self dot name. Okay, we'll just have to use these places. Sorry. Okay, now we'll see that is again up here. I will use self dot age. These many years old. Okay, okay. Okay, we'll just have to delete this code here. Okay, okay. So now we'll have the two objects defined. We have the dog one is equal to dog. We have a Tommy and its age is, let's say, 2. We have a dog 2 as dog. Let's say what else we have defined. Tommy is 2 and let's say we have a Max here and its age is 3. Okay. Suppose if I So, if we try to understand this code, we'll get that we have defined a method in the dog class which has the only self parameter. Now, we have a class dog which has got the two functions in it, and now we created these two objects. This str method is basically going to convert your all this name and age to a string. Now we'll see the instance variable and the class variables. Okay. So if you try to understand from this code that what is a class variable and what are the instance variable here, we will see that here the species, here if I define, suppose if I define this, we have a species equal to names. Okay, so here the species is a class variable. Okay, let's write here. Okay, so here the species is a class variable. This Tommy and 2, this Max and 3 are the instance variable. Remember, if I write print dog1 dot name, dog2 dot name, dog1 dot age, dog2 dot age, these are the instance variable here. Okay, now, so basically we saw how we can create to use the str method, init method, how we can create a class, how we can create an object. Okay, then so we'll move ahead with some of the how to see how we can make your variable private, public, and protected. These are types of the entities that you can provide to your variable. Before that, I want to know that are you guys okay? Do you have any doubt in there? Students, do you have any doubt till here? Okay, okay. If you guys have no doubt, so we'll move up ahead. Okay, okay. So first we'll see how we can define a public member. So public members are accessible from anywhere, both inside and outside the class. Okay, both inside and outside the class, you can have the members accessible. So okay, so let's have a class. Class, we have the public class defined here. We have the name as the class. Now we have a function definite. We'll just have the set parameter here. Now we'll just say self.name is equal to John. Okay. Name is equal to John. Then we'll just have the def. Let's say we have the function name display name. Okay. It has just called the parameter as self here. Now if I print self.name, okay. Now if I create an object, let's say we have the object obj as public. Okay. Now if I write obj dot display name, if I write print obj simply write print obj dot name. That's right. Okay, we just have to have this places. Okay, so okay, so here in this you can actually see how the public members are accessible from everywhere. So this so here the name variable is not declared with any underscore. That means this shows that it is a public member. That means it is accessible from everywhere, both inside and outside the class. Now we will see the protected members. Suppose if I just copy this, okay, I'll have just changed the name of the class to protected. Okay, if I just have this name variable changed to age, and I've just had one underscore added, I'll just have the age, let's say 31. Okay, now I have a class, subclass. Now just a class that is a subclass which is with the protected. Protected is now a parent class here. Okay, if I write def display display age, we'll just have got one parameter, let's say self, and we'll let simply print self dot age. Okay, now I'll simply write to print this obj is equal to, we'll create an object here that is will be a object of a subclass. Now we'll just have to display this age. To display this, we'll just call this function with the object name uh, display age. Okay, now when if you see this code, you will see that attribute age is prefixed with a single underscore, which suggests that it should be treated as a protected member, and the protected members are identified with a single underscore. They are just meant to be accessed inside that particular class. It is not enforced by Python but indicates that it should not be accessible outside of this subclass. Here, a subclass inherits the protected submember. Okay. Now we will see the private member. Let's just copy this. Okay, so we'll just have the private class created here with the name private only. We get the init. Now, in case of age, we want see the salary is again going to be from the real life example. It is going to be a thing that everybody tries to hide off. So you can have it as, suppose if I'd say 50,000. Okay, then if I have a new function defined here, let's please say display salary, or I'll just simply say it's salary if I say it. Okay, so now if I say Here as to the return part also here. The return, if I say self dot salary, okay. If I say we create an object obj is equal to private, okay. Now if I say print obj dot salary, so see, I already know that is going to raise an error because this will going to raise an attribute error. You just have to simply write this. We are using these underscore just to make ourselves realize that is going to be a private member. You do not have to use it while you're calling. You just have to simply write object dot salary. Okay, so we got the salary as 50,000. Now here, this salary with two underscores prefixed is basically means that Python enforces here that privacy. It is a private member, which means it renames the attributes in a way that, okay. So this is a private member. That means it is going to identify with double underscore and cannot be accessed directly. Python uses mangling to provide the private members inaccessible by renaming them integer. Okay, so this was about the private members, public members, and protected members. This was all about the classes and objects that we've studied. So in today's session, we studied why not self dot class variables, self dot species. I did not understand your query, Ashish. I'm sorry. Okay, so I did not understand your query, Ashish. Can you please type it again or say it in a very more descriptive way? So students, this was all about the classes and objects. If you have any query, please write it down, or else we'll just end up this session. I guess you guys don't have any doubt. Ashish, you can ask your doubt in the next session then. Okay, so I will be ending this session here. Thank you for joining.